I've never really been a good advice giver. It's always been something I've been very weak at. I view myself as a very flawed human being, so I feel that I am not best equipped to give people sound advice. But this isn't to say, like, if someone were to come to me in a time of crisis and tell me about their problems and want to use me as a proverbial shoulder to cry on and want me to help them in any sort of situation. Of course, I'll try to the best of my ability to help someone and give them sound advice. I'm not gonna tell them to fuck off. I don't want to hear about their problems because, of course, that would be a incredibly dickish thing to do. But I don't want to give off the impression that I think that I'm some pro advice giver and I could help solve anyone's problems. I don't want anyone to ever get that impression of me ever. But despite all of that, when it comes to video making, there is one thing I would like to tell every video maker, especially ones whose channels revolve around them giving opinions. Never ever succumb to backlash. A lot of people seem to be afraid of pissing off their subscribers or pissing off anyone that they consider near and dear to them whenever they say something that may not jive with those who are sub to them or they consider close to. But you know what I say? Why should it matter? Why should it ultimately matter in the end? Now, don't misconstrue what I'm saying here. If you were to say something that is actually reprehensible or do something that is actually reprehensible, and the public takes notice of this and decides to collectively scrutinize you for said terrible thing you've either said and or done, can't help you there. Like, say, if you were to make a racist TikTok saying the N word over and over again with the most obvious African American stereotypes imaginable. Take a wild guess at who I'm referencing there. Fuck you, you're a piece of shit, can't help you, fuck off. But anyways, I'm just simply talking about if your opinions may be in the minority or, just if said opinion ends up angering a certain group of people, it really shouldn't matter in the end because it is what you truly believe in. It is something that you are passionate about, and you shouldn't shy away from speaking your mind on said subject if it is something that is truly something you are passionate about and really want to give your 2 cents on. Now, admittedly, I used to kind of be one of these YouTubers who kind of feared what their audience would think if I were to give my opinion on certain subjects, like, say, if a subject was more on the political side and my opinion may be in the minority, I would be like, is this really a good idea to upload this video? Because I feel like my audience wouldn't like this. My audience probably wouldn't jive with this opinion all too much. Like, for example, my Antifa videos. Oh, God, those videos. But I uploaded them anyway because I was like, fuck it. These are subjects that I really want to talk about. I feel like my opinion. I feel like my. I really want to put my opinion out there because I feel like I would give a different perspective that is different from the more popular consensus to a certain subject. And the Zoe Quinn situation was also a prime example of this. When I fucking recorded that video, I was proud of it. I really liked how it turned out. I think I conveyed all the points that I wanted to make in that video clearly, but when I was in the middle of uploading that video, I was like, I know I would probably catch hell for this because so many people were saying Zoe Quinn is a liar. They their accusations killed a man and things like that, and I found that so fucking preposterous because they were basically saying, "Shut up about your sexual abuse. You shouldn't talk about that because your accusations killed a man." Anyways, I was like, "Yep, I'll probably catch hell for this," but again, like, it's something that I feel like the general consensus on it was so fucking stupid that I felt like saying something that was against the norm was warranted. And yes, I did get a shit ton of backlash for that, but you know what? Why should it matter in the end? These are just anonymous commenters under a video. Exactly should what they think should really matter to me in the long run? Why should a mass amount of dislikes matter to me in the long run? When you really think about it, when you really put all of these things into perspective, the amount of dislikes you get, the amount of negative comments you get, should it really matter to you in the long run? Should it really take that much of a toll on you? Because again, these are people you're probably never going to meet in real life, and yeah, sure, they may think you're stupid, but again, why should what some anonymous commenter say really matter to you. Now, if you genuinely can't handle a mass amount of people disagreeing with you and saying nasty things about you and so on, fine, whatever. Maybe making YouTube videos isn't exactly your forte, but if you really, really have your heart set on wanting to put your opinions out there and speak your mind on any given subject that you choose to talk about, you're going to face this, and you really need to learn that this doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter that much to you, I should say. My channel used to primarily revolve around fan base bashing, YouTube drama, gaming, things like that. Things that aren't really that important in the world when you really think about it. And this isn't to throw any shade to any gaming YouTubers or at least some YouTubers that discuss YouTube drama, even though I don't really have much respect for YouTubers who primarily talk about YouTube drama, but that's a completely different subject for a completely different video. Not to throw shade at those kind of people, but it just got to a point where I got so tired of making the same kind of content, and I wanted to finally branch away from that. Well, this is to say I'm not going to ever make videos on, like, silly, goofy subjects that don't really matter in the end anymore in the future. Of course, I'm still going to have some diversity in my channel, but I really wanted to interject politics in my channel, even if most people may disagree with me, because it is something that I am now passionate about, something that I have now taken a very large interest in, and again, like I've already established in my abandoning anti-SJW community, whatever thing that video was called, I am now an anarchist and a communist, and I intend to discuss more controversial and perhaps complex issues from a more leftist perspective, and if most of my audience doesn't like that, fine. I've already cut ties with plenty of people this past month alone, and I'm sure that's going to continue to happen, and that's just kind of the price you pay. There will be people who are unwilling to hear you out and will unsubscribe and stop associating with you just based on some opinions that they may not like or severely disagree with, and that's fine. That's just how people have always been. I mean, I've already made it more than clear that I will not ever associate with far right-wingers. And I'm sure there are people who would hate to associate with people like me, who are very, very far left. I'm just tired of masking who I really am and what I truly believe in, out of fear that most people may disagree with what I'm saying. I really don't care anymore, and I'm sure I'll probably gain an audience eventually of very different people who are more like-minded and share similar views to my own on certain subjects. And you know what? If that happens, great. And if it doesn't, cool. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and that involves me discussing more political issues and more controversial issues. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat my opinions to appease certain people. That includes the people who watch me, that includes the people who I still consider friends, because to me, that is blatant dishonesty. Anyway, if any of you aspire to run a YouTube channel where you spew your own opinions on any given topic that you choose to discuss, hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully. I don't know, maybe I just helped you tank your channel. Sorry. But that's just the price you pay. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.